What if one of the coaches who helped shape the modern NBA was actually decades ahead of everyone else? Don Nelson spent his career challenging the way basketball was supposed to be played, and now the NBA is mourning one of its true innovators. Don Nelson, the Hall of Fame coach, five-time NBA champion as a player, and longtime architect of what became known as Nellie Ball, has died at 86. His family announced his death Sunday, August 9th, saying he passed away peacefully surrounded by loved ones. No cause of death was disclosed. For many fans, Nelson's name immediately brings back memories of a completely different NBA. But his influence reaches far beyond one era, one franchise, or one famous team. Over 31 seasons as an NBA head coach, Nelson went 1,335 and 1,063, coached the Milwaukee Bucks, Golden State Warriors, New York Knicks and Dallas Mavericks, made the playoffs 18 times, won 8 division titles and earned Coach of the Year honors 3 times. He was inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame in 2012, and his 1,335 victories made him the winningest coach in NBA history when he retired. Greg Popovich later moved past him in 2022. But here's what makes Nelson's story so fascinating. He didn't just win games. He helped change the way people thought basketball could be played. At a time when traditional NBA offenses often revolved around getting the ball to a big man in the post, Nelson pushed smaller lineups, spacing, mismatches and aggressive three-point shooting. The strategy became known as Nellie Ball, and the Hall of Fame describes him as an innovator of the small ball offense that eventually became a trend throughout basketball. And if you watch today's NBA, you can see pieces of that philosophy everywhere. Big players are expected to handle the ball. Centers stretch defenses by shooting from outside. Teams hunt mismatches and spread the floor. Three-point shooting is central to modern offenses. Nelson was experimenting with many of those ideas long before they became standard. He wasn't simply trying to follow the future of basketball. In many ways, he was helping create it. His Golden State years became especially memorable because of the unforgettable Run TMC era, built around Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond and Chris Mullin. The Warriors played fast, attacked defenses from different angles and became one of the most entertaining teams of their generation. Nelson's willingness to embrace unconventional lineups gave those players freedom, and that willingness became part of his identity as a coach. Then there was Dallas, where Nelson helped unleash a young Dirk Nowitzki. A skinny German forward who didn't fit the traditional image of an NBA big man became one of the greatest players in league history. Nelson saw the possibilities in Nowitzki's size and shooting ability and built an offense that allowed him to exploit mismatches. Even Nowitzki later described Nelson as the perfect coach for his game because he wanted big players to shoot and spread the floor. And Nelson's influence wasn't limited to Dirk. Steve Nash also played under him in Dallas, running an offense that emphasized movement, spacing and creativity. Nash would later become one of the NBA's greatest point guards and a 2-time MVP in Phoenix. That connection is another reminder of how Nelson's coaching ideas traveled through generations of basketball. There was also a moment on the international stage that doesn't always get the attention it deserves. In 1994, Nelson coached the United States at the FIBA World Championship, a team that became known as Dream Team 2. The Americans went undefeated and captured the gold medal, adding another major achievement to an already extraordinary coaching resume. But before Don Nelson became a coaching legend, he had already built a remarkable career as a player. Drafted 17th overall by the Chicago Zephyrs in 1962, Nelson eventually found his way to the Boston Celtics, where he spent the heart of his playing career. He won 5 NBA championships with Boston, including titles in 1966, 1968, 1969, 1974, and 1976. He also played 465 consecutive games, averaged 10.3 points for his career, and the Celtics eventually retired his number 19. And there is one strange twist to his legacy. For all the success Nelson had, he never coached an NBA team to the finals. His teams won, entertained, developed stars and changed basketball, but the ultimate championship as a head coach always remained just out of reach. Somehow, that makes his story even more unusual, because his impact on the league became bigger than a championship ring on the sideline. In 2010, Nelson passed Lenny Wilkens for the NBA's all-time coaching wins record, reaching 1,333 victories. He finished with 1,335, a number that stood at the top until Popovich eventually passed him. And even after his coaching career ended, the basketball world continued recognizing what he had contributed. In 2025, Nelson received the Chuck Daly Lifetime Achievement Award, another acknowledgement of a career that stretched across more than 5 decades of professional basketball. Today, the numbers tell only part of the story. Don Nelson was a champion, a coach, a risk-taker and, perhaps most importantly, a basketball thinker who wasn't afraid to be different. Some of the ideas that once looked unconventional are now fundamental parts of the NBA. That's the kind of legacy that doesn't disappear when the person is gone. It stays on the court, in the strategies coaches use, in the players who were shaped by his system, and in the way the game continues to evolve. Don Nelson was 86. His family says he spent his final week surrounded by friends and relatives, sharing memories and celebrating his life. For an NBA community that watched him challenge convention for generations, his passing marks the end of an extraordinary chapter. If you found this update helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Unix Media, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest news. Thanks for watching.